Hello, coffee break time. Actually, I should say hi. Keep forgetting how this language of ours really is horrible. But anyway, um, some other things in my gematria that they forgot to erase or didn't think it was significant. I will dole this out a little at a time just to torture you liars. My elementary school was Bryn Mawr. Haha. That's still in there. And actually, I have my own gematria site that you can't steal from or write in. So I'm going to take the comparisons of what you did and what is there, what you added to. You can't add to anything unless it's a new birth or like a wedding or something in your life, that type of thing. Otherwise, there's no sense in it. Pretending to be Christ was a big mistake. So, or Jesus, and lying about the feminine, the wife. Okay, well, another thing on my gematria is my ex's name Zachary, my kids Luke and John, the olives that are in my yard, the vineyards that are in my yard. I play the flute, I'm a flautist, all this is in my gematria. So when somebody else went writing in there, even on Christ's page, and where it states that I'm Christ helper and that type of thing in there. Um, there's some numbers of mine that just aren't yours, like my birthday, for instance, and being an orphan. There's different things in my life that you can't duplicate. Even my bloodline, you can't duplicate it. So, mm-hmm. Like the liar in there, the Native American in me, and the French, and the different stuff in there. Scotch Irish, blah, blah, blah. All of it, like all different, like 50 of them, you know, all together, different different families. I was always proud none of my blood evidently was incest because I'm so mixed. So isn't that something? So like that Bryn Mawr one is significant, and that is in all of them, and I think that's hilarious. I lived in a town named Bethel. That has a lot to do with gematria too, and the significance of that. There's just certain things that you can't lie about because your lies will be uncovered. What you write and what you say, they expose you, you know. So I just thought I'd kind of tell you about that today. See, anything else on my mind? Did some sweeping and mopping this morning, just came in from outside. Not much going on. It's a really gray sky, just kind of sun's filtering through our yuck. I call it the yuck yuck sky. Sure is. So yeah, I had a video that got taken down because of copyright music strikes. So I guess I got to start using their crap music or find some of my own, which I will do. No biggie. I just happened to be listening to Coldplay while I was recording, so they struck me on it. So, and it wasn't really even loud enough for anybody to see, but I had the word deceivers on there, so they didn't like that. But that's okay. Yeah, let me think if there's anything else I was thinking about. Oh, hmm, I don't know. I had a lot on my mind last night, but it's not that it slipped or nothing. It's just I'm not even worried about being diplomatic when I say something. Could care less. So, um, hmm. Oh, there was one other thing in that gematria that I was gonna. Oh, it says Batman on that, and it will say 1958. The reason for that is because my grandfather had a Studebaker that looked like a Batmobile with the wings on the back, a black one. And I used to play Batman and Robin with my little cousins and my friends in my grandpa's car. He would let me. So, um, which was a big deal because, you know, how people love their cars and all that. But I helped him take care of things and wash his cars and do everything. So I had special privileges, I guess you'd say, that there was like almost 30 cousins, and he didn't really like any of them, his own blood, but he liked me, the adopted one. Go figure, you know, it's pretty bad. But then his daughter and most his daughters, they ended up being like affiliated with the Illuminati and that stuff, and he could have cared less what anybody did. He just wanted to be left alone. A really very nice man. So I was fortunate I had at least somebody with a half of a brain cell in my family. The rest of them, well, my dad was smart, but he kind of lost it towards the end. And I know he was attacked for helping me. So whenever anybody did, they would pay. Not anymore, but they did back in the day. Now it's more like if Christians don't help each other, you'll pay for that. You know, it's when you know and you turn away that you're less you're less than what you should be. So just telling you. Um, let's see. I'll straighten out my face a little bit. Um, hmm. Yeah, there was something else too. Oh, the 7 mountains. There's 7 hills around where I live. And I live in a meadow, and the meadow also is significant. It's on there. There's so many things I could go on and on, but like I said, I will save a few to. Well, you would have to wipe out the whole page and start all over, and that would be impossible at this point because you're too far dug in. And that's hilarious. Yep, it sure is. That's funny, funny, funny. And I knew, you know, of course, the Masons knew that they would put somebody in there writing in that, but the person that was writing in it didn't know that he was set up. That's the funny part. That's where God works, protecting his kids, you know. So, and then get on there and yell like you're authoritative. That's the truth. That's the truth. How funny. Funny. I almost would applaud you if you weren't so ridiculous. Yes, that's a fact. So I'm just kind of chit chatting and torturing the liars. So um, hi to my subs, my friends. I love you very much. Oh my God, liars always do get theirs in the end. Some of them have good memories, but you never forget the truth. You know, just like my childhood, you know, and the stuff written in my name, that type of stuff. They couldn't duplicate it because they don't know what my story is completely. So, like where I lived and where I went to school, and the significance in that, and what to take out or what to leave in, they have no idea. So, you know, that's how I got way ahead of everybody doing that when I was 15. So, God does help people. You may not realize it right away. I had no idea why these people are having me read things and do things. It's just like reading. There's a difference between the Kabbalah and the Kibbal, or Kabbalah and Kabbalah. The Kabbalah is the key, is what that means. And the Kabbalah is like a shortened version and doesn't have all the information in it. And then I read this white Wicca Bible and the Satanic Bible and oracles through the church of every religion and the different things that, and like I said, all the white papers, all the Tesla bullshit lies. Not that some of his inventions weren't true, because they were. And they did steal a lot from him. And I suspect they probably killed him too, but he has a letter, a diary from Satan that the Masons have, and that where he talks about how he got his information in a premonition and how he built things with Satan's help and the lies that he spread therein. And it's not that there's absolutely no coil uh, capabilities if you understand how a coil works, and you have to have the battery first, the positive and the negative in the whole situation. But it's a lie. It can be proven through science, you know. If you have an understanding of electricity, a master electrician, if you're out there, you'll be able to understand what I'm saying there. To have an outlet for that positive energy, it has to have a negative ground somewhere to go. And with the coil aspect, it's inside. It has nowhere to go. And you can't put nothing in and you can't take anything out because it's like stuck there. So that type of thing. So they can keep lying about it. It doesn't matter. And they can, you know, it's just you can get on there with your, you know, I could sit there and make an equation for my name, BARB. And so I could say like 64 minus 4 is 60 equals BBB. And the second B is like 1. So that would be 61. And then add 3 and then that would be 64, and there's the equation for my name. You know, I could write any flippin' equation, just like in geometry and algebra, you know, like making your, or in science, how you make up your own formula. You can make up a formula and throw that out at people and say, this is fact, anytime. I could buffalo you with some freaking science formulas right now if I wanted to. I never would because I'm not a deceiver, you know. So I'm just telling you, these people are lying to you and don't buy into it, you know. This is not just a positive world, obviously. And if you have negative feelings, they're natural, you know. If you're angry at somebody, I mean, you don't have to display your anger. And you can ask God that you don't, and I do, you know. But when I do, I'm not sorry I did. I don't grovel on the ground and say, oh my God, I'm a piece of crap because I'm mad at somebody. No way. Not even close. So, anyway. Well, that's probably about it for right now. And liars, expect more of my gematria coming out. And you wanna just say something to me. Please say something to me. I'll pull up the page. It's coming up here. I'm going to pull up my stuff and I'm going to go all through it and I'm going to compare yours that you did for me and the stuff you left off there. I'm going to compare that with the real ones. Just wait. That'll be a fun day. So keep lying. Yell all you want. I'll tell you what, and this is true. God, should I say this? He said, maybe not. Well, I can't leave everybody in suspense. If I could backhand that liar right now, you'd be off your feet on the ground, and then if I stepped on your throat, you wouldn't move. So just keep that in mind. That's the strength within myself with the anger of what you're trying to do. Listen, I'm going to tell you one more time. They killed my baby, and they're hurting my kids. And I have granddaughters out there that are being hurt right now and that are in jeopardy. Every one of my friends, all the Christians on this planet, and all the people with truly good hearts, truly good people, are being hurt at this moment. And you think I'm going to sit by and say, that's okay, I won't hurt you? Huh. Well, you got something coming. And you do. Seriously. That day, God's going to scare the living shit right out of you, and I'm going to be laughing. Probably so hard I'll be crying. Tear laughters, you know. Seriously. And that's not evil. That'll be the day of vengeance. So just wait. And I can feel it. Oh, that Phil Collins song, feeling and coming in the air. I feel it. And you do too. How funny is that? How can you lie when you feel plasma all around you? That's God in the air, and you know it, and they're covering it up with all their chemicals and everything else, plus the chemicals that come from the plasma. And the only ones that are feeling okay right now are the Christians. They're the only ones that are still strong and that can think clearly. The other ones are struggling big time. So if you guys know people that are evil, you can just see they're struggling right now. You know, you might want to pray for them. I try. I do. Um, I did the day before. I didn't yesterday, and I'm probably not gonna today either. Maybe later. Don't know. Probably not. Not feeling like too much of a, I'm gonna grab your hand and walk down the street with you loving on you. Forget it. I'll grab your hand and throw your ass across the room and come and rip your throat out. Liars. So, hurt my friends, hurt my babies. A lot of people that feel just like me. Lots of them. So, oh, a lot. Yeah. And his wife turned back and then he went and slept with his two daughters. Oh, I wonder who Lot was. There's another name to look up in uh, the old Ethiopian Aramaic. Study Lot. You'll learn a lot from it. Satan had many names. And the reason why he did, like I've told you before, God always put him in a human being because it did belittle him and it made him furious. And he has not been able to be an angel ever since he was booted out. And that's how he was cast. So that's that. So, and then when he was, it isn't was no giants, and I'll be proven on that too. The only giants there were the Christians, and even Satan called himself a giant. The folklore and him being a Baphomet or a goat, there's nothing glorious about being demoted to less than human. If you think about that like that, or being a morphodite, all the genetics he screwed up with rendered him weak. And if he wasn't weak, he wouldn't need any help from his ugly little babies. And you are ugly. You don't have the glorious beauty that a Christian has, even though you've tried to beat us down, do everything else to us. You can't do anything to us, you wrinkly old bastards. And you're so afraid of your wrinkles. That's funny, too. You feel ugly? Good. You should, you know. And I know a lot of them, they're so fat, and then they go in like Sonabella here in Minnesota. I don't know what else it was called, but they like suck the shit out of them, and then they got like the skin hanging off them and all that stuff. And they're smearing shit and blood all over their face, trying to be all beautiful again, like when they were young. You weren't pretty when you were young either. So, no, you weren't. You were a dork then, and you're still a dork because your soul is ugly. So you might want to fix that. Yeah, you might want to be able to look in the mirror and love yourself. I do. Can't you tell? You know, a real smile works miracles, and true humanity and true love for other people, that does. No, you're not a person if you're evil. You're not a person to me, and I don't care if I hurt you. You don't care if you hurt anybody that's good. I don't care. I'm not playing or pretending. This world is not like that, and I don't have to ask forgiveness for not liking somebody that's evil. That's up to God. That's between you and God. Could care less. Like I said, I may pray, but I probably won't today. So if you're in trouble, you might want to pray that somebody gives a damn. So I got a few people that actually care about me, and I'm very fortunate. I had an old man tell me one time, if you can count your friends on one hand, you're a fortunate person, and I truly believe that. And if I have more, then I'm truly blessed. And I know I do. So I also know there's some bigger channels out there that listen to me that don't want to associate with me because I'm like right out there and up in your face, and I get a little crass, and they gotta um, what's the word? Have the temperament of communicating with everybody in a gracious manner. You know, like really eloquent, so they don't step on any toes. That's not me. You know, not not at all. It's kind of like if you go in public and all these people are laughing and they're pretending to be good, but you know they're really not. And then over in the corner, you got like this two or three people. They're like standing there by themselves and they're looking at everybody else like, what the hell is this? I'm them people, you know. That's me. So, okay, everybody, I'm going to cut this off. Just a little bit of torture for the liars out there. We're coming to get you. Keep playing. Is all you're doing by putting out like the stupid videos and stuff that you do with your lies on there. God dang, you're documenting your lies. So when they're proven with documentation, how stupid are you going to look? I mean, documentation from back in the 60s? Were you even born yet? So funny. Very funny. So I love you all very much. And by I mean all of you, you know, you guys, you guys and gals. I love you. You're precious to me. God bless your day from Pine City, Minnesota.